Welcome to Northwest Digital News. I'm Kevin Hunter with Chris Bornstead and Kyle Torgerson in studio. It is a beautiful Friday, June 22nd. And guess what today is, fellas?
The day before I leave to go on my cruise.
It's the day before you leave to go on your cruise. It is also the beginning day of Rusty Scuppers Pirate Days in Westport, Washington. So my family and I, we are headed to Westport.
Out of here.
How many R's were in that sentence?
3, to be exact. Yes. Yes, and we're going to make the scallywags walk the plank because Northwest Digital News with our pirate group has a pirate ship that's going to be on the water this year. So let's bring up the video footage. We have, well, so just a short little preview before we roll this footage. We have some video footage of the launch of the pirate ship. Larry Alexander was captaining this morning with James in midship and Melissa up in the bow. And the ship launched in the from the boat launch in the harbor in Westport, Washington this morning. So that was, by my recollections, 41 days ago, we got this boat that was basically pulled out of a swamp, stripped down the whole top of it, gutted it entirely out. All the wood, everything inside of it was just rotted out.
Yeah, it was nasty looking.
But the benefit was there was a fiberglass hull, something to work from. So got it all sanded down, painted, all that kind of good stuff. And there is a pirate ship that people see here locally on July 4th. But if you pay really good attention to this ship.
There it is.
There it is.
Found it.
All right, you got to raise it up a little bit. Chris has his head blocking the...
Hey, it's not my fault.
Yeah. It's called the Savage Hunter. On the trailer, it says "Our Pirates" and Northwest Digital News. This will have other graphics on it coming soon. But look at that back cabin. On the front, on the bow of the boat, is a pirate's head wearing a cap. And then, of course, a couple of sail masts there. They don't have the sails yet up on them, but they're coming shortly.
None of those pirates are wearing life jackets.
Now look at Larry here, captaining the ship. He's what's that song about the drunken sailor?
Yeah. He's got it going on.
He's having a good time buzzing around the port in Westport. Where's the one of where he took off from the launch? Do you have that piece of video footage up as well, Kyle?
Yes, I do. I will get it in a second.
That was very cool. Find that video piece as well, if you would, and throw that up. Because this is when the ship itself launched and had a really cool background. I don't know if it was that first light, but really cool looking shot of the
I'm just glad it didn't sink.
Well, you know, there was a lot of effort that went into making sure that it wasn't going to sink. That would be a very seaworthy vessel. And then we started building the ship's cabins and stuff like that on it. So
it's
blow that up.
It'll say "Our Pirates" and Northwest Digital News on it.
That's correct.
And I can't wait to see it in the lake over here.
So there it is. You got to stop moving it. You're making me dizzy, Kyle.
I know. I have to.
All right, so there's when they took off from the boat launch. That thing looks pretty mean, doesn't it?
And there's going to be improvements made to this too, as well. You said
there's
going to be some cannons and some sails and
sails, cannons, you name it. This is version 1.0, and we're going to keep, like, if you notice it in various community events, you'll notice it'll be 1.1, then 1.2, 1.3. It'll just keep changing. But yeah, there'll be improvements made to it. It's going to become more and more fierce with time.
I'm wondering if there's a way that we can incorporate this boat into this year's fair. I'm wondering if there's a way we can take it over there and get pirates over there and do something fun like that.
I'm sure we can, yeah.
I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, we could actually even put it somewhere near our broadcast booth.
Or something. I think it's really cool. I think people get a real good kick out of taking a look at that and seeing what kind of handiwork you guys can do.
Now, when you look at the ship, you guys, any specific famous pirate ships that you go, hey, that looks kind of it's a morph of that design, obviously, but any Are you familiar with?
It looks like Peter Pan's boat. No, I'm just kidding. The one
wrong answer.
No, it looks like Kevin Beard's boat.
Kevin Beard's boat.
No, this is pretty neat. Was it Blackbeard? Or
Blackbeard, Captain, Queen Anne's Revenge. And so, see, when this gets to third mast up front and we get the rest of the front part of the deck made on it, there will be gun ports down the side. This will be a mini spin-off of the Queen Anne's Revenge.
You know what you should do is you should call Larry real quick. And I know that they have one of those other older boats, you know, the big ones that you know, you can go tour, you know, the old sailing boats. Mm-hmm. And you should just have them kind of like cruise by and just kind of look over them like, yep.
Now remember when we were talking to the guys over at the Expo Center the other day, and I was telling them, you know, that this boat we got and what kind of shape it was. Initially, Larry and James and others were thinking, you know, looking at the task ahead, and we're going, let's just get this cleaned up and get some paint on it so we can use it in the harbor up there. And of course there was the whole back of the boat, if you remember, was missing.
Yes. And
so we had to rebuild the whole back end. So we were really kind of hoping that it would get to at least that point. But no, we have a fierce pirate ship on the water. The Savage Hunter, the NDN, our pirate ship, just launched today.
Did you guys break like a bottle on it?
No.
I'm quite positive that he did. Yes, because Larry mentioned about, in conversation with somebody else he was visiting with, he goes, "Hey, we need our bottle of rum that we got to break on the ship.
No, don't
to
waste
christen the
rum.
ship when it launches." So yeah, I think that did actually happen.
Are you gonna make a giant version? Like this is the small version, of course, that you're modeling it after. Like there's gonna be a bigger one.
You just never know. You just never know. There's so much potential.
Please, please.
Well, very cool. So we're also going to, so let's actually share just a little bit of, if you could find the video on Rusty Scuppers Pirate Days. So this is the harbor area where the battles will actually commence and all these pirate ships get together. By the way, where you're seeing this post, it's over here. That's on the end of the dock. It was not far off of there where I put a drone on the bottom of the harbor. And this is fairly deep. The gentleman that found it, I think, said it was about 23 feet down. Yeah, so bring up a little bit of Rusty Scuppers Pirate Days.
1 mark!
Little 6-foot flames.
Those must be dead things.
Maybe undead.
Saturday, those streets will get just plugged full. There's Jackie.
Oh, yep, 3 R's.
Stephanie. Even rum has rum. So come fly your colors in Westport this weekend, whatever colors they may be, pirate flags. Or
Yeah, that was the boat. That's the boat. The boat that's going to be like, pardon me, I would agree.
Hey, watch, you're going to see there it goes. 3 pirates firing at the
I know that
drone.
guy in the red shirt. All right, so that's this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, this weekend in Westport, Washington. Kyle is going to miss all of this because he's headed off on a cruise. Why don't you tell people where you're going, Kyle?
Well, I forget every single time, but luckily I have a picture of the itinerary so I can actually tell you for realsies.
For realsies.
So I'm going on a cruise. I'm actually leaving Sunday, but I'm leaving Kelso Saturday at 5 a.m. in the morning because we're going to New Orleans. I'm so excited. So much culture and jazz. I love jazz.
You gonna get lost down there?
I wouldn't mind that. I feel like
You are
that's a
coming
reference.
back,
I
right?
completely missed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're coming back?
Yeah, I'm coming back. Okay, so I'm going to go to Montego Bay, Jamaica, the Grand Cayman at the Cayman Islands, Cozumel, Mexico, and that's pretty much the ports I'm visiting, but it's just like a week-long thing. Most days when we at sea, I'm pretty excited for that. I guess they have a tennis court, so that's kind of cool.
Careful not to get the ball over the side of the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't kick any balls over the side of the boat.
We don't want to see you go after that. Just let it go.
But I'm really excited. This is my first cruise I've ever been on, so yeah.
Right
And just a very comforting statistic to share with you. You're 25 times more likely to be shot in Jamaica than you are in the good old United States of America.
Have a good time, cough.
Comforting.
Comforting, yes. It's actually a little more than 25 times, but I thought I'd bring it down to 25 and help you feel
Slowly
a little
break
better.
you in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mexico, well, that's only 5 times more likely. So you're good there. You'll be headed to safety.
So you'll be doing a lot of live streams, I take it, from
Yeah.
and a lot of video shooting
Yep.
from this weekend. So
Is this the mini brig battles?
Those are actually some larger. These are the mini brigs right here.
Mini brigs.
Yeah. So if you look at some of these boats, look at the sides on these boats.
Look at the little cannon. Look at them.
Yeah. So look, they have a little bit of wood around the backside of the boat and a mini cutout.
Yeah.
This ship that Larry is he's actually in that gray boat right there.
Well,
last year.
Oh, he's
This
pirate.
year-
That's a borrowed ship.
next year we will be sinking all these boats in the harbor.
Yes. Yes.
We have plans.
Yes.
So if you look at the little ship, you got to go pull the video back just a little bit so our viewers can see this. Go back to the ship the little gray ship where Larry and James and so pull it back there like maybe a minute. Right there, pause it. Okay, so in this ship right here, this is Larry, Ken Manny, and James. And look how cozy bunched together they are in that little mini brig there. So the one they're riding in now, the back of the cabin goes well over the top of Larry's head. He's not visible from the back of the ship at all.
So our boat is bigger?
A lot, yeah. It's within the regulation, but both wider and longer. And then if you look at the front bow on this little ship here, you see how it's relatively close to the water and kind of fragile looking? Well, the front of the NDN Savage Hunter, that ship, you could ram other ships with it and sink them. It has this huge battering ram that's on the front of the boat and a big 4x4 post that has a pirate's head sitting on the top of it.
Now, you guys said that you're going to put in, spots for little cannons. Could you actually put in like water cannons and get set up like a pump to where you could like actually shoot the crowd with the water cannons? Because that would be, and the other pirates guys, because that would be really cool if you guys could do that.
Yeah.
So I mean, next year that's something you guys.
That's just
could
like
do.
that's like an easy pump too.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember being out in Roosevelt and hearing a propane cannon?
Yes. Yep.
I also thought about adding one. Yeah.
You remember those?
Hey, this is Roundtable Friday, so it's not necessarily news. It is our fun.
It is our fun. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So this is the reason why this is important is this is the ship that Larry borrowed last year. This is what started the conversation. And after he borrowed this ship and they're like, hey, we'd really love to do this ourselves. Well, he had some conversation with me and said, hey, you're able to do something to help us get a ship on the water. And it's like, absolutely. Well, the conversation kind of went quiet for about 9 months following Rusty Scuppers, and we started getting like 90 days out, and it's like, hey, shoots me a text. Remember the conversation about the ship? It's like, yeah, it would be really helpful if we could start with some kind of a hull, because then we don't have to completely build it from scratch. And so they went on the hunt to go see if we could find anything anywhere, and a lady had one in Kalama that we picked up for free. But you should have seen the shape it was in.
Yeah.
It was in bad enough shape that if that was my boat sitting in my backyard and I wasn't going to do anything with it, I would be willing to pay somebody to come get it out of there. That's how bad it was.
You guys took a lemon and turned it into a lemonade stand.
That's right. A lemonade stand that shoots lemonade.
Right.
Yes.
Ideas.
Idea.
Well, some people.
Would you like some hydration?
I know that a few people have looked at doing, pirate festivals here. We've had some in the past, but it would be fun to see something like that. Apparently, we're having our first brew fest, so I think we should look at doing something like this or a Renaissance festival or something like that here in Cowles County.
And you can do it at Lake Sacagawea.
Oh yeah,
Easy.
Yeah. So you said now they can't actually enter the regatta this year, but they can be in there buzzing around in the water, right?
That's a conversation I'm not sure what the final word on all of that is yet, but Larry has, and they have had conversation, I believe, with the Go Forth committee here recently. And by the way, we're going to be talking about that here in just a moment. But just to be out there on the lake to help monitor the cardboard regatta thing that's going out there. But people get to see the pirate ship out there, and it's going to have a lot of gold and all kinds of stuff on this. It's going to look like a pirate ship that just came back from looting.
If I remember correctly, I think that he can put his boat in the lake anywhere he wants to, because they rope it off, and he could actually buzz around that lake all he wants to, except for the areas where they have it roped off.
And you won't get underneath the bridges with masts and that anyway, so it can only be put in one. Yeah.
How cool.
James, by the way, we are not nearly as cozy in our new digs. Yes, there's a lot more. That's what I was saying. If you look at how close the pirates are sitting right now, you can actually, the distance we have between the benches and the seats in the new ship, you can set people between them.
James is down there right now, right?
He's there right now. He's in the ship.
James, what's the weather like down there in Westport right now? We saw kind of what it looked like when you guys launched the ship, but that was earlier this morning. What is it? Is it cleared up down there? Is it warm?
Also, hi, Johnny. Johnny Thick, 96 from Twitch. He said hello.
Fabulous. So let me share something really quick. This is a little off topic. It's not in our show title here for today, but I want to mention this. This is actually something that's been in the works for a while. You guys are aware of this. Are doing some partnering, broadcasting with SMB Nation. And I am now officially on the agenda with a broadcast I'm going to do with them. And Harry Brailsford will be joining us here a couple times a month now for Tech Talk here on Northwest Digital News. And we have one of the country's recognized experts in the area of tech who'll be joining us to share tech information here on Northwest Digital News. But I likewise will be doing some broadcasting with them. And they have a show coming up on, the first one is on July 18th. And the title of this show is Online Video Marketing, the 6 Essential Principles of Success. And I'll be one of the presenters, co-hosts on that show with SMB Nation. So cool partnership with Northwest Digital News and SMB Nation coming up.
James replied with cloudy, but not cold. Getting warmer.
Hey, it's beautiful.
Is there rum?
Okay, Kevin,
Is there rum?
I have an idea for the boat, right?
Okay.
Cannons, but inside the cannons, shirt guns. We can shoot shirts.
Oh, shirts, yeah.
Shirt guns, yes. Yeah, for the parades and things like that. Shirt guns, yes. For all the kids who saw this ship out on the water here earlier, the Northwest Digital News pirate ship, watch for that in the parades. There'll be all kinds of goodies on that ship all the time. And wherever it shows up, there'll always be coins, of course, because the pirates are there. Coins and candy and
Rum.
all kinds of rum.
Will there be rum?
Yeah, there could possibly be rum included in some situations. All right, so we're also going to give folks here a preview on the Go Forth event that's just right around the corner here in Longview. And I've always enjoyed this Go Forth. My 2 little girls just have an absolute party there. So it's a good time here in Longview, Washington. Chris, you have the calendar up. Talk about some of the events that are going on at Go Forth this year. And by the way, it starts on Sunday, which is July 1st, and that is the St. Rose Block Party. And
I hear that one's going to get pretty wild.
Yeah, and that starts at 12 noon on July 1st. And then Monday, July 2nd is when things kind of kick off. Give people some preview on some of the
So
things.
it looks
on
like the
schedule.
food vendors open July 2nd at about 9 a.m. So, it is always a good idea to try to be some of the first people there. My experience is that you get first shot at whatever the vendors have because it's very random.
And do all your healthy eating before this event because then you can just kind of splurge and have
go buy the salmon, go buy the Russian noodles. You go do all that stuff. Spend some money.
Carb day.
Yeah,
Carb day, yes.
Right. So, and then also on July 2nd around 10 a.m., they're going to do the Longview Firefighters Hole-in-One Golf Tournament.
And that runs through the entire event.
Yeah. Then I see on their Carnival, and I'm not really familiar with what that is because I'm not familiar with any Carnival or any rides like that or anything that we've had in the past. So I'm not sure what they're throwing up there. We'll have to try to see if we can figure
Go
that
ahead
out.
and throw this calendar in the background too, Kyle.
Oh, I thought he was throwing it in the background. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Aha! I'm watching one of our many different screens in here. So, and then it looks like Mark Dykstra on July 2nd at 3 p.m. I would imagine that's probably a singer or a music
bandstand, yeah.
The Cardboard Regatta, 5:30, July 2nd. That's the big event everybody's waiting for.
Let me just pull up the carnival real quick. So it's 8+ carnival rides provided by Funtastic Traveling Shows. Rides are paid by tickets and wristbands available the days of the Go Forth Festival.
Nice.
Well, this is a new addition to our Go Forth. I don't ever remember. I didn't go last year, but I don't ever.
Do you think it's like the inflatable and the rock walls and stuff? Do you think it's that?
No, I think it's going to be actual carnival rides. So that's a new addition, which is it's kind of cool. And then more more singing that night. It looks like Gary Bennett and the Coattail Riders on starting at about 8 p.m.
That's a cool name.
And that is Monday. Then you have Tuesday, July 3rd. Again, the vendors open at 9 a.m. Longview Firefighters Hole-in-One Golf thing again at 10 a.m. Lots of golf. Kids Fest, July 3rd, 11 a.m. So that looks like it's going to be the day to bring the kids and have a good time. Then we have another local artist, Ryan Phillips, who is going to be performing about 1:30. And then Longview Pioneer Lions Spirit of Longview. Not exactly sure what that is. Kyle, is there a clicky?
Spirits of Longview.
Spirits of Longview.
That's
Sorry.
what it says.
My eyes.
He must be serving.
Oh,
spirits.
those
Those
spirits.
kind of spirits.
Yes, spirits. Yes. I see where we're going now.
Yes.
Whoa.
Just don't scroll through it too fast.
Yeah.
Yep. Tokens are $3 each for whatever that is. It looks like you guys can try some booze. Wow, that's kind of cool too.
Yeah, so that's the Longview Lions Spirits.
Yes.
Spirits.
I would have
Longview.
probably went with a different name, but that's okay. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but first reading
Once you
it,
saw the picture.
yeah. I mean, once
totally
you click
got
on the link, and then it's like, oh yeah. So okay, and then we have Ted Borsaw, which I imagine is another musical act at 5:30 p.m. Then you have the Firecracker 5K run, which we've signed Kyle up for at 6 p.m. And then we have Gold Dust, which I'm hoping is the wrestler and not a music act, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be outvoted here, and it's probably a music act.
It's
starting
a
at
music
8
act.
p.m.
Yeah.
So now on the 4th of July, we have the all famous Lions Club Pancake Breakfast. That starts at 8 a.m. Come get your fill of pancakes. Then we have our awesome parade, which lineup starts at 8 a.m. Food vendors open. Timber Carnival prelims. So the timber stuff.
Hold on for 1 second. I'm going to go back to just a moment on the parade. For people that don't know, the parade starts in the Longview area on 14th, comes up Broadway, goes around the Civic Circle,
And then,
goes down Washington, and then it takes a right turn on Nichols, I believe,
does,
and ends down by the lake.
Yep.
So
This is a pretty long parade. Yep.
yeah, so that whole corridor, anywhere in there from 14th to Broadway to the Longview Civic Center, down Washington Avenue, and to Nichols, anywhere along there you can watch the parade.
There is a community marching band that they're meeting up. I don't know the dates when they're meeting up, but they are performing during the July 4th. So if you're a band member and you want to, join it, check it out.
Anybody from any folks going to be there from Kelso? Is it Kelso going to
For
have
the
their marching
past
band there?
3 years, Kelso has been literally the number one force, basically, I guess you can say.
I think they finished #1 last year, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
They did?
For the winter, the Christmas parade.
For the Christmas one. Very nice. All right, Chris.
Well, somebody wanted me to throw out there that the parade is actually at RA Long, not at the lake. So, the carnival. Sorry,
the carnival.
The carnival is at RA Long. I was like, wait a minute here, that didn't sound right. But okay, so we left off with Timber Carnival preliminaries. That's where they start competing for the lumberjack stuff. Then you have the July.
Show some of those pictures up of the Timber Carnival stuff. Kyle has some cool pics here somewhere.
And then I will switch to
Kyle does have some cool pics.
Right, and then actually, you guys, they have the July 4th Road Mile Run, which we signed Kevin up for, and that starts at 9:45.
Yep.
And then the parade starts at 10. More golfing, 10 a.m. also, Longview Firefighters. Kids Fest on July 4th, starting again at 11 a.m. So I imagine they'll have a lot of things for the kids to do. There's always a lot of stuff for the kids to do at the lake. Then you have the Lions Kid Races at 12 p.m., which will be fun. And again, Carnival starting at noon on July 4th, it looks like. Then you have the Timber Carnival competition, the actual competition at 1 p.m. Northwind Ensemble, which is also at 1 p.m. Boy, it's going to be a tough choice. Do we want to hear the ensemble or do we want to go to the competition? It's a tough one.
Yeah.
Then you have Greg Park at 3 p.m., Neptune's Ride at 5 p.m., Dave Cohen's Blues Brothers at 7:45 p.m., and then the fireworks start at 10 p.m.
The big fireworks.
Fireworks. Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason why we all showed up.
Are you going? That's the question. Are you going?
I will be in town this year for the Force, so yeah.
For people that are not in the area, there it is.
Yep.
There it is. All the goodies, all the locations. We'll see you at the Go Forth events. And for anybody who saw our initial footage on Rusty Scuppers and you're planning on being in Westport out there this weekend, stop by and say hello. I'll be there with my wife and 2 little girls. And there are several others out there. Larry Alexander, Ken Manny, James Phelps, Lisa Knight Alexander, Melissa Trotter, I believe.
I think Councilman Jeffrey McAllister might be there too. Councilman.
I don't remember if I saw him there last year or not, but I think he's going out there. Anyhow, there's a lot of locals that will be out there as well in Westport. So head out there this weekend. And then we will see you at the Go Forth events, which comes up the following week. So looking forward to all of that. Do you guys have anything else on the local calendar? There is the Bill of Rights rally that happens on July 7th. So that weekend after the Go Forth events. So anything else on local calendar that we need to cover? Going once, going twice.
I can't.
Anyone in the comments have anything?
Seeing none, we are going to conclude our show here on Northwest Digital News. Kevin Hunter, Kyle Bornstead.
Right.
Kyle Bornstead, Chris.
Everybody have a great weekend. We don't care. We just want out of here today.
We're just totally ready to.
We are ready to start our weekends.
I got to pack. I got to pack. So
Kyle has to pack, go on a cruise. We're headed to Westport, Washington. Chris is headed to the pool.
Yeah. I was gonna try to make it to Westport, but I don't think we're gonna be able to go. So, but anyway,
I can't go.
Yeah, you'll be on your own ship.
Pour one out for me.
Yeah.
Anyway,
all right.
Everybody have a good weekend.
Have a great weekend. Till next time. Take care.
Bye.